Roll shit, please.
Rolling. 84-1 Alpha, take 1, Mark.
54, roll sound. Take 5.
Sounds rolling.
Action!
Roll camera, please.
Speed.
Scene 35, take 3, Charlie. Take 3, Charlie. Mark. Take 6, I believe. Mark. 7, take 7, second slaps.
Take 4. Fuck. Just take 5. Take 4. Take 5.
83 hairstyle. 154 Aqua Harley. 83 Dramino. Take 1. Mark.
Is Lada One a real place?
That's a big question. Do I want people to know it's real? Don't move here after you see this movie. I'll come steal things from your house.
I've talked to other people from Missouri about it and been like, yeah, you know, I wanna. Like, have you been to that lake? It's so wonderful. And people were just like, no, I've never heard of that. I'm like, dude, it's like in your home state. We may have embellished it somewhat though, so.
Like, how many lakes did we shoot on?
At least 2.
Like 8?
No, 1.
The coin term is what I've heard of the lake rats. But literally what I really appreciate about the lake is you come out here and it really does slow down. Like, it's like its own world.
What I learned on this movie and why I think it's a cool movie is that there's a lake microculture. People at the lake just do things a little different, and I didn't grow up on a lake.
Nate goes up to put cheese on his sandwich.
4
I know,
slices.
that's
No, it was more than Trevor took a block of sliced cheese and instead of peeling one up, bit the side and put it back in. And Nathan walks up and he's just like, well, that's just perfect.
That is perfect. He just like starts going, that's just perfect. I just took a bite out of the cheese.
And he goes, you know, just a touch of class. Just a touch of class.
That's all I'm asking for.
Well, but we also have to know that Nathan was a germaphobe. So we had to have.
Compared to you guys.
Well, now,
I didn't realize that y'all poop in your lake. To some people, that's considered uncouth.
Nathan, it's not pooping in the lake, it's aqua dumping.
I mean, you put berries in each other's butts and stuff.
Trevor never goes
I've seen
down
Trevor
with
put
this
berries in Tucker's butt.
We all skateboarded on set because it was, I mean, obviously a faster way to get places, but I think a lot of people came from like a skateboarding background. We used it for transporting heavy coolers. Trevor used it to film a lot.
I'm gonna skate along the yellow line, and then you come from the outside. So we're gonna have to work on our timing. Like, you just want to run it and see what happens.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Ready to be a bad bitch.
Whoa!
Hopefully, I don't get killed. So I think
Yeah. Good knowing you.
Action! That one got close. I'm rolling, but I've been rolling.
You don't.
I've rolled my entire life.
Her butt looks a lot like yours, so if this didn't work out,
If we're not
you're up next. You okay? That was really
so the safety one has
So don't worry, we're gonna help you because
I know,
Gary's
I'm
gonna
not
reveal.
seeing the movie.
You're gonna see it.
I'm going to see it, but not
Right.
until
the
the
tape.
shot, right? Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna be on you.
Uh-huh.
So I'm prepared to scar you. This is how we're gonna get the shot.
Ooh. Is
Okay.
it getting all goopy and like?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
The main thing I want from you is just complete shock and terror, almost. Like,
Okay.
oh my god, this isn't what I imagined the whole time. Like, this is my
The
baby.
baby's
and
not
it's
crying.
right. Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah, yeah.
So then we're gonna get all the coverage like we always do. I'm gonna get coverage of Gary doing the lift and everything. But yeah, I think you've got the heavy lifting right now.
Sweet as.
Sweet as.
Alright, let's do it.
But the good news is I think once we get these POV shots of you or these portrait shots of you, we're gonna be done with you seeing your face, and then we're gonna be focused on Gary.
Sorry, that was
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yes, okay. I was listening.
That's the one scene I've been worrying about, like the whole movie, and it's going awesome.
So after
When I say action, I kind of want you to finish delivering the baby.
All right, here we go, everybody. Quiet on set for a take, please, and roll sound.
Speed.
100 echo, take 1. Mark.
So Everly, whenever you're ready, you're in shot. Cut. That was awesome.
Get it off. Oh, I have some wins.
sorry.
This is not a baby.
You bitch! You are there! I'm not.
This isn't mine.
Right. What are we doing, Rachel?
You have to hold it firmly.
What are you teaching us to do?
But if you hold it the other way, not like
folded
this,
cap.
because that will arouse the male. You
Don't
and
give
that-
him a boner.
And
How
What's
you
going
place
on?
the catheter.
How to
here,
put a
pull
catheter.
the sheet back.
Well,
No. So awkward.
What?
So where's that?
so you want to hold firmly, not with a point, because you can arouse the male. You hold firmly, and then you can insert the catheter.
You can arouse Ray without even touching him.
I didn't even not know that was under there.
I know. I can't
There's
believe
all kinds of. I was just surprised. You lift it up. There's a penis, and then you're hanging on to the penis.
I can't believe we haven't even looked under there yet. Like I looked at his head earlier, but I never looked at to see if he had junk.
What'd you make, Gary?
I just made a dead baby for you.
That is
Yeah.
incredible but terrible.
Here's the happy baby. Here's the happy baby, and here's the not so happy baby.
So you sculpted that head.
Yep.
That looks incredible.
God, that's a really depressing thing to look up. Stillborn babies on the internet.
Oh, isn't it?
That got me really sad yesterday.
Brush it on. That's great.
Did you make that? Gary made it.
What?
What?
What do you use for the hair?
Real hair.
Are you just cleaning it off?
Yeah, productionist's
Yeah.
job is to clean the creepy baby's face.
Cool. That looks official.
That looks
Like
like a
we
baby
did it.
swaddle.
Like we know what we're doing at this nursing shit.
Ray was playing with the stillborn baby's umbilical cord.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I found that umbilical cord in my visor in my car while driving it.
That just made its round.
That made its round through the
I
movie.
opened the audio gear one morning and there's the umbilical cord.
I put that in there. Have you ever sailed before?
No. Just with you on 4th of July about 10 years ago or however long. I do not know how to sail. Should I admit that?
What's your biggest turnoff?
In this movie, probably a sloppy dinghy.
Scene 29, Charlie, take 2. Mark.
Wrap your leg around him.
Hey! Hey, this is the place of business! I lost it, sorry. Better not find any needles back here.
He couldn't even get checkups. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Conversation, or you're just gonna sit there?
Look at yourself! You know what? I have really enjoyed myself.
I know you have.
In fact, I'm having so much fun, I'm gonna leave. God damn it. Am I that funny? I should have been a comedian. No. I'm never gonna be able to finish fucking fuck. You know? Right?
Yeah.
Let me start over. If I take a full-time job, you get fuck out. I don't like this line. I don't like this line that you've written. It's gross, right?
You're gross.
It's so gross.
Cut.
What poured into my cup was amazing. He poured a shot of gin from up there. It landed perfectly in my cup. I was too scared to drink it. Oh. Oh, God.
Whoa! Frog.
Oh gosh!
You're not gonna jump.
Yes, I
You're not gonna jump. 2, 3. You weren't gonna jump! I knew you weren't gonna jump!
And there's a huge frog. Oh god, these leaves.
Why are you so scared?
Wanna go in the cave? Come on.
That was awesome. Would you be mad at me if I did one more because I messed up the focus?
No, you're a bloody director, aren't you?
I'm sorry.
Of course you don't want to do one more.
I was the hero of the production, really. I feel like this is a movie where job titles are fairly meaningless.
Every title that we had was so loose because we had to do 10 other jobs. Tucker needs to get the boat, he needs to get the props ready, we need to do set dressing, and then, okay, we need a fish. Like, catch fish. Trevor wrote, directed, shot, edited, colored, and I'm sure a million other things I'm not listing for this movie. It's fucking crazy.
Trevor's on the dock, feeling good, being emotional, writing his heart out.
I think what we need to know. I think what we need to know is where the jump was from a guy who wanted to make a movie to trying to make that happen.
That stuff's so boring. People don't care about that.
Well, what motivated you to make this movie? There we go.
In high school, I was over at Freeborn's house. Within 1 week, down in his basement, we watched Requiem for a Dream, Clockwork Orange, and Donnie Darko. And my mind was blown. And I was like, movies can do this? Like, movies can be like really interesting and take you places that like I never thought of going or even thought were possible. And so from then on, I was just hooked. I'd had this dream of being in production of my first feature film by the time I was 30. And I was 27, I think. And Corey and I were talking, and it was just one of those moments that we had this realization of how long does it take to make a movie? And it was like, should we get started now? And so Corey and I met up with Nathan. Nathan said, hey, if you want to make a movie, genius, you need a script. Tried to figure out how to write a script. I just Googled it and then wrote a script.
You Googled how to write a script?
Yeah.
This is Trevor's first feature film script, and so who's going to be that person that sits through and goes line by line and be like, okay, well, in this scene you've introduced this one thing, but you don't really pay it off later. It's something that I enjoy doing, so I was happy to help out with.
I just remember when he was writing the script, he sat out on the dock in the middle of the environment of what he was writing, so I always thought that was neat.
Lotawana was where Trevor grew up, so that was a really special actually thing to see.
Yep, it's a practice movie is what Lotawana is.
Practice movie? What do you mean by that?
Because we didn't know what we were doing. We're all a bunch of idiots and trying to pretend like we know what we're doing. And this was a movie we made as practice before we start making other bigger other practice movies. Yeah. I started writing a movie that involved animals and lots of travel and a park ranger and big concepts and big ideas that I wasn't ready to write. I'm not good enough yet. So I figured start with an easy movie, like a couple falling in love, and make a practice movie and learn how to make a movie, and then I'm happy with it though.
It was a movie that you knew financially you could probably pull off as well.
That's a big part of it too. We could afford it. Forrest's character very much struggles with some of the things I struggled with when I was younger. Like, do I want to go sail around the world? Do I want to go live this alternative lifestyle? The movie is sort of this battle between, can you rewrite your own rules of modern existence, or does society operate its way for a reason? And I think that there's a good way to do both. I don't want the movie to seem like it's against that, because they go out and they live in this world that they've created for themselves, and then the lack of responsibility makes the world fall down on themselves. I want the audience to decide what was the right way and what was the wrong way. I didn't want to spell out what the moral of the lesson was, because I think it's constructed in a way that no matter where people are at their lives, they can inject themselves into it, whether they think that they're young and it was very hopeful what they were doing and then they just came across a bad situation that brought them down, or if you're older looking at the movie and thinking that, oh, of course it came crashing down because you were young and irresponsible.
Trevor's running around chasing the right little puddles of light and setting up these scenes very quickly, and we'd move through more scenes in a day.
I mean, I honestly think this was probably more indie than what is considered an indie film. Just because, I mean, there was only 12 of us, 13, and it's like we just did it as a bunch of friends that love each other, and it was fun.
Oh my gosh, it was so haggard. When you have no money, you do what you can to get whatever you can done at whatever cost.
We entertained offers of financing, and we did find some people that would offer us money and guaranteed distribution, but a stipulation for a pre-sale is that they want name actors in it.
Yeah.
And if you get name actors, like who?
Winona Riders.
Yes. You then have a production schedule that suddenly is that big. And we had a lot of long talks in the Mammoth office about our options. And we're like, you know what, we're gonna figure out how to do this on our own.
And I feel like we decided that too because we felt like we would lose a lot of creative control.
Yeah.
And that was his
Privilege.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
That
That's a good point about how they wanted the ending to be like a prepackaged bottom red box self.
and we didn't want to sell out.
That was a hard decision though. And I think to me that's then when we were like,
we can shoot in all the seasons.
Every season.
Yeah.
Man, the shooting for Lotawana was pretty crazy. I think a lot of times you'd write a script that takes place over such a long period of time. The first note you would get would be like, oh, seems a little too ambitious to try and stretch this thing out through so many seasons. You're really going to have to get a bunch of crazy people to agree to commit an immense amount of time to this project. A bunch of us who had apparently nothing better to do. Trudge through any season and every element to get this damn thing made.
Overall, it definitely took longer to get finished and longer to get filmed than was originally thought.
Trevor's also a commercial photographer and has a commercial production business and would have to leave as jobs came in because that's how this whole thing got paid for.
We were engaged to get married, but I hadn't married the guy yet. And I remember sitting there.
She's my sister. That's right.
There's no incest going on around here. Just clarifying.
Trevor's kissed me on the
Okay,
cheek.
but I remember sitting there in the room, getting a loan, getting roped into this, and thinking like, well, this is it.
We got a home equity loan to pay for the movie.
Yeah.
You can decide later whether or not you want to
You wanna
include
add that in?
No,
I
think it's appropriate.
We got our sailboat!
It all started catching on fire outside of the barn while we're working on the sailboat towards the house. I feel like a hot mess.
Nathan, what are we doing?
Trying to save our set from burning down because the neighbors let their trash fire get a little out of control. As you can see, we've secured a perimeter through bucket runs of water. I don't know what to do about that.
Maiden voyage out on Lorelei. Just dumped her in yesterday and got her all rigged up.
Sailing!
Whoa!
Action. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I'll let that speedboat get in there.
Stupid speedboat.
Messing with our serenity. Look.
Oh. What are you doing? Trying to figure out how to shoot the sailboat in the cove because I don't like the angle the boat's at right now. So I may have to wake Todd up from his slumber and have him change the angle of the boat for the oar. As I watch Corey and Ren have a girl heart-to-heart over on the dock. You can't see them from here, but they're over there venting about Tucker and I. Please.
I just have my old man glasses on right there.
They're having a moment. I don't know, we're getting sideways. Right. What are we doing, Tucker?
Trying to get home because Tucker's getting fussy.
Tucker's getting fussy because the boat won't start.
Booyah!
What are you doing?
Killing Ray.
You're killing Ray.
Be killing me with my bounce. My bounce light.
Shooting Ray.
Shoot him. Are you wearing a different pair of legs today?
Yes.
The tornado sirens are going off.
This is right now happening. You can see there's Lake Lotawana. We're looking at the circulation.
Dang, it's crazy out here.
Somebody's skiing on the lake.
They're skiing. pretty
I think
cool.
another storm's coming.
Yeah. What are we doing here, Pink?
Just recording some shit.
What are we doing, Lloyd?
Shooting tests. It's a handful of obstacles. This buffalo, which has taken a dislike to me.
He keeps charging.
And you know what? I don't care much for his attitude either.
Trevor, can you say that again?
What did I say? I said
You're the scenarios of what happens to Todd.
I said if Todd's not dying, then I'm gonna keep rolling. And if Todd is dying, then I'll drop the camera and rescue him.
If it's above your nose, I'll drop the camera. Anything below your nose,
No, I'll even give you neck. If it's up to your neck, I'll drop the camera. If it's up to your shoulders, your armpits, then you've got it on your own.
Yeah.
Cool.
Keep breathing.
Give it a jump, Todd.
Oh shit! Oh god! I want to do it again. I know where how deep it is, though. We can do it.
If you want to do it again, I'll shoot it
let's
again.
fucking do it again.
What's in that car over there, Ray? Hey, Ray, what's that car running?
It's a double carbon piston to the dual peristorators.
Dual peristorators?
It was in the pistons. The pistons are what makes the car. So when you're going real fast down the road like you do,
right.
carbon fiber pistons are the key to the success of that car.
Action.
Hey!
I need your fucking arm.
Fucking kids.
Rich! Hey!
Okay.
You're not gonna fucking get away from me!
She's got a second kick.
What's Ashley doing behind you?
Tucker, I heard that 4th of July is a holiday where the most pets are lost. That's a real stat.
Okay, so Everly has one more shot and then we're done.
You smell like a tackle box.
He's good. He's good.
Are you okay? Are you sure he's okay?
Wait, so what just happened?
Corey ran over my toes like a jerk.
We heard a car went, and then we ran over Tucker's foot.
So many people were packed into Lorelei. Far more people than you think would be possible in that boat were in that boat. And it's always so interesting to me to see like the magic of film, because, you know, you see this beautiful scene laid out on film. Say it's of these two people in this boat and it's romantic, and you know, you think, oh yeah, they're in the middle of the lake and no one's around, and how gorgeous, like how wonderful that there's not another soul to be seen. In real life, that is not the case. And there's like people stuffed in every corner.
In every shot, there's probably at least two or three bodies that are maybe like this far out of focus.
Usually it was just Trevor with the camera, so there you've put your DP, camera operator, and director into one person. And then Pink was doing sound, and whenever he could, and he's very limber, he would just tuck in somewhere and there'd just be a little microphone sticking out. And then whenever I could, I would slate from maybe through a hatch or something like that, and then get out of the way.
The sailboat was so small that I had to be shoved into a corner. And I was like, okay, how am I even gonna get this shot if I'm crammed in this tiny little hole? And then we gotta fit Pink behind me too.
It was kind of like this the whole time. I can't like shift or like itch or, you know, I don't want to bump Trevor because he's just like, and then he's like trying not to be like, it's just like we're both just sitting there. Because it would have been weirder if you, like, I didn't know you very well. But there was like something okay about the two of us. Like, well, it's like, of course we would be doing this. Like, yeah, just sit on my balls. I'll do this, and we're fine.
That was pretty funny. We had a hard time being quiet, I think. There was a lot of farting going on as well. I'm looking at you, Tucker.
He'd give you like the typical sound guy look. He'd be like holding the boom, just like.
Your farts smell at the actors. I didn't mean to.
They're what? They're kissing.
Oh, are they? Oh, it's so cool.
Hi. You guys have fun making out?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right out of the pooper.
Right. I want to know from the beginning when you got asked to come on this movie and what your honest response was.
Yeah, we met in high school. That's when we became buddies. But yeah, he was always doing his film thing, and I was always in the music. Trevor's always had this vision of doing his own movie. So, and I was always like, well, I'd love to be a part of it when that day comes. Well, we were skateboarding. That's kind of when we sealed the deal. Yeah, I want you to do the music and all that jazz. And hey, you want to push record and hold this microphone and hang out and make it all happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just tell me when. And we have similar tastes already, so.
Like, we're on the same page about everything, and we think the same things are cool. So every single thing he's ever made for a video of mine, he's nailed. So everything for the movie I know is going to be perfect without even having, like, I don't know anyone else more talented than him. Do you want to know the reality of post-production on Lottawanna? It's me sitting at my kitchen table on a computer, editing the movie for a year, getting fat, and then I give it to Pink, who's gonna go sit in his room on a laptop and make all the music in his room, and that's Lottawanna post-production.
Yeah.
Not gain a pound.
I have to interject. So Trevor and Pink can make it sound easy, but it wouldn't be easy if they weren't Trevor and Pink.
Yeah.
So all that technology is great, but if you're not great, it's gonna suck.
Do I have acting experience prior to this film? No.
Acting, this is very new to me. Trevor talked me into it.
Nobody was an actor, I feel like. I mean,
we auditioned a lot of guys that just did not even come close. I knew he'd be perfect for the movie, so I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, I've got this role that you'd be perfect for if you ever wanted to act. And he said no.
I thought, you know, I can probably do a lot better job behind the camera if you need a second unit or if you need anything really other than acting. Coffee.
And I was bummed, and so we tried to cast other guys, all of which I was...
Well, I think what I was saying was, the last guy we want is the dude with the manicured eyebrows.
Anybody who looked crusty we thought was pretty cool.
And then I reached back out to him after we did several rounds of casting and told him essentially that he was going to be in the movie whether he wanted to be or not.
And then finally, I agreed to come home and do some screen tests. And then I thought, yeah, he'll probably send me to some other aspect of production, but he didn't.
Our first actress to play the role of Everly was a local girl who we found just from blind casting calls locally.
We were actually starting in the winter and in the middle of the movie, and we got great snowfall stuff, but then we had like a 4-month hiatus until we started our July shoot, which was the core of our shoot, like 4 weeks.
Nathan and Corey had already scheduled everything, cast, crew, food,
the locations,
the extras and talent.
The extras, the talent. We had it down to science. We had the entire schedule perfected to a T.
That went promptly out the window. Made about 35 call sheets for the perfect production, and by day 1 that was over.
As we were on our honeymoon, we were walking and Trevor just stopped stone cold. And I looked at his face and I was like, what? And he was like, you're not gonna believe this.
And our lead actress sends us this email. By the end of it, I'm laughing out loud, kind of out of futility, because she said that she didn't feel that the acting profession glorified God, and she was gonna move to Colorado and leave the business altogether.
I don't know, I guess religion, whatever. You can't get too mad. People can choose their religion. So then that happened, so then we're like, well shit, that kind of throws out a lot of that winter shooting. Like we kind of had like 1/6 of the movie in the can already.
And so our honeymoon ended 2 days early, and I can't tell you how pissed I was about that. So we headed home because we're like, all right, now we gotta go back to the drawing board and find a new actress.
And we put out this mass casting call for the second time.
Might have been a little bit blinded by the sheer fact that we knew we were running out of time and that we'd already put so much into it.
We find some girl from Chicago that we land on, and then that turned out pretty rotten.
She brought her mom with her, who is a real estate agent, who thought that she would be fit to be her entertainment lawyer. And one of the things that she had done, which I'm so thankful that Foof and Nathan were there to catch this, is after we gave her a contract to sign, she had given us a contract back, but did not mention that she had slipped in a clause that said that after we finished principal photography of the movie, we would essentially have to renegotiate a new contract entirely at that point. So in other words, what she tried to do was give us a contract that would self-destruct at the end of shooting. And at that point, she would have us by the balls, essentially, and could demand whatever she wanted.
It was just becoming more and more of a nightmare. It was the night before that we were supposed to start shooting the next day. She wouldn't sign the contract. And I went into the room and I was just like, what do we need to do? She just looked at me and she was like, I need you to talk to my mom. She's on the phone. So I got on the phone with her mom, and her mom just started screaming at me on the phone, telling me that we need to sign her contract or else this wasn't gonna happen. And I said, look, it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna sign that contract. So if wants to be in this movie, then she needs to sign the contract that we're offering. And she told me on the phone, as she was screaming at me, that that wasn't gonna happen. And she said that we need to send home and that this was it. And I said, okay, that's fine, if that's what you feel like you need to do. And then she said, well, if you send home, then that means you're not gonna have an actress, and what are you gonna do about that? You can't do this movie without her. And I remember just being completely appalled by that comment, because I just knew that no matter what with this team, that we were gonna make it happen. And I just remember telling her on the phone, I was like, you know what? We'll be completely fine without her. We don't need her to make this movie. We've got an awesome team, and I'm totally fine with sending her home.
We shoot stuff with Todd and only Todd for the first half of the first day, and at lunchtime I get a call and they told me, by the way, halfway through the first day we don't have a lead actress for the movie at this point.
And I'm really proud of our team for not caving into these people, but this was just, one more challenge. I would say we hit rock bottom.
It took a pretty big toll on the crew because, we'd been through 2 girls. It was like the film was cursed.
I remember laying on the couch, just looking up at the ceiling of the Mammoth office, and just, we have so much invested, so much time, so much money, so much other people's time invested in everything, and just laying on the couch, not knowing what's gonna happen, but being okay with it, and somehow, at our low, all hell broke loose.
Nathan sent out a really well-written article giving all of us an update on what was going on, poetic in his delivery, and then sent the document out to what he thought was just our group.
We sent a mass email out to the entire cast and crew about what happened today with and there were some explicit things about her mom, and we sent it to
Was it on purpose?
Nope. And me and Nathan, and me and Nathan screamed about it after we realized what happened.
And then I sent a follow-up email. Subject heading, my bad. I'm sorry. I just realized you were included on that email. I'll remove you from the Lottawanna distribution list.
I think we screamed for like 5 minutes.
Anyway, the show must go on. Bye.
Don doesn't like that. It was our low, but somehow it was also one of the best nights of the whole shoot.
It's hard because I feel like low point isn't a good way to put it because it only made us like a lot stronger as a team.
I think just the tempo of everything changed, and that was more that invincible feeling of like, no, we're really gonna make a movie.
For some reason, oddly, like, why was it so pleasing to say no to her? You're gonna be an asshole? Like, okay, like, we'll find somebody. It was like there was this feeling that like we couldn't screw up or no one could really mess us up, which was cool.
I still laugh about it. Like when I'm having a bad day, I'll pull up that email and I'll read it. Thank you, Nathan.
So now we're in August and we don't have an actress for our summer movie, and we're starting the process again for the 3rd time. And our whole schedule went to shit. Corey and I, we broke down the script, we made slug lines of every scene. The whole movie was in little strips on this board, and we were able to actually figure out, I think, like 6 days of shooting that we could do just with the actor, and they got moved to the front. And I think the strip board is one of the unsung heroes.
Yeah. And Todd was such a trooper through all of this. He stayed in town for so long, literally living in the Mammoth office, like on the couch.
I lived on the floor of the production office for 4 months probably, and I cooked on a camp stove that Trevor bought me from Goodwill.
I remember Nathan started sending out mass emails to anybody and everybody he knew in the film industry, and I was contacting any casting agency that I could contact.
I'm just gonna brag about it and say that I found Nick.
While Todd was over there sitting on the couch, Instagramming, looking up all these girls that he knows on his Instagram account. And he comes across this girl and he's like, hey guys, she's really cute. And so we're like, just send her, an email asking her if she'll send in an audition.
And then one day I get this like direct message, hey, like this is really random and I don't really know how to broach the subject, but you have the right look for this film that we're casting for. It's non-SAG and this and that, and you know, I was like telling me this like jargon, and I was like, I don't know what this means.
And then she sent it in, and she did awesome.
At this point, I'm at my part-time job, standing at the cash wrap, reading this, just like, oh my God, what's happening to me right now? And I also did mention, I said, just by the way, like, I have an accent. And due to my lack of acting experience, like I very much doubt there's going to be a way that I'm going to be able to mask that. Well, they made it work. But anyhow, yeah, I did my research though a lot on like Mammoth Media and on most of the people involved, just to be, you know, just to make sure that this was kind of legit. My parents were like, "Is this normal? Like, do you think this is okay?" Yeah, completely wild. I mean, I came to New York and to pursue being a choreographer and a filmmaker and dancer, and I mean, never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that I would have got to do a feature film over here in the States and that I would be acting in it. I got asked to do it, and then 4 days later and a few auditions later, sent via video, I was on a plane and had quit my job.
She took a chance on us, we took a chance on her, and it couldn't have been more perfect.
I didn't fully finish reading it, actually, when I accepted the role. I don't know if you knew that, Trevor. But I was like, no, like, this seems cool. Like, I really want to do this. When I was on the plane to Kansas and I, like, finished the script, I was like, damn, man, that gets heavy in parts. Like, shoot, I hope I can do it.
The entire shoot, we were scrambling every single day because everything was pushed back.
It was an ordeal. I don't know how to explain it. We had to improvise and compromise for a lot of shit. I can't even begin to describe all of the work that they did just to keep us flowing.
Which is intense, and I think that it would drive anyone insane. I think that we all handled it really well. And especially when we ended up finishing it, it was like, wow, look at all the crap we went through.
But we went through hell and back to make this movie. And we took all the hits and we never went down. And it's hard to know if it's luck or if it's just because you're trying so damn hard. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Fun fact, if you see snow, that is not Nick. That's all of the scenes we filmed with our first actress, edited to where you just cannot see her face and to where Todd could carry the whole thing by himself. And we reshot all of the winter interior scenes with Nick.
But her spirit is in those winter scenes.
It was not easy for me to act. I think it's the hardest thing I've ever done. Were any scenes difficult? Yeah, they were all difficult. I second guess everything.
Googling a lot of advice on acting. We were so lucky that we got to always have an improvised take, but still be conveying what Trevor was trying to say without being verbatim. The really angry ones, that takes a toll on you.
And that is a lot of work up here.
I found it dredges up a lot of memories that you might not want to be thinking about. You feel like you're prostituting your emotions and you're keeping them all near the surface, just bubbling there for when you need to pluck one out.
What's your cameo?
Evan.
Evan? Who's Evan?
I'm Mr. Store Clerk.
Yeah.
You might recognize me from this angle.
Where's Yep, I got a cameo. I'm taking out the trash in an alley while our two lovebirds are making out, and I tell them to get out of the alley. I just come out there, I got my bag of trash, I'm walking it out, and I'm just like, who are these kids? And I say, hey, this is a place of business.
Trevor, where were you in the movie?
There's a few frames in the final montage of some sperm and
dancing around.
Those
Edit that out. Edit that out.
I filmed my own sperm for the movie, and I don't know if I'm the first director of all time to have his cameo be sperm.
What about a
But technically they're only half me.
I witnessed
That's
the
yours?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Trevor's
How did you get
little
that?
seaman.
I got him a microscope for Christmas one year. And
he jizzed on it.
And he jizzed on it and sent me the video. And then he decided that he was gonna put it in the movie. And I was like, are you crazy?
It started out as a joke to Pink.
Wow. But it made it, and it's
you didn't know that?
Nathan's face.
no.
Well, Nathan
How do you
very
feel?
powerful.
How do you feel now? Now that you know this information.
I feel closer to Trevor.
Nathan didn't know.
No, I didn't.
But it's not really an advertised thing.
No, I would say that's probably the first time a director's
filmed his
sperm has been in a movie.
Maybe.
On a microscopic.
We don't know.
Rayleigh was really good at acting and should be commended for her acting ability.
Nope, stay. Stay. Okay, come here.
He's right behind you. Dang it.
Hey, Rayleigh, Lord. Come on, baby.
Come on, Rayleigh. Rayleigh.
Come on, Rayleigh. Come on, baby.
She might be afraid of you, Larry. Come on.
Really? Stay.
Rayleigh. Rayleigh. Rayleigh.
Cut! That was so good. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so I was completely overcome with the beauty of the area all around Missouri. It's just so beautiful out there, and I just love being on the road with people. It's so fun when you're all traveling together, and it's like, God, is this a job? Is this real?
Jump! Woo!
Climb back down and jump.
Go. So this is the best way down, right here.
The only way.
Oh man.
What do you think about the climbing?
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I offered to carry the red because I'm the professional climber on set.
Oh, nice job.
Here, pass that on down. There's a nice, look at this. Remember that?
Ooh, a nice handhold.
That's called a crimper. Or a jug. That's a jug.
Look at that vocab you're all learning today.
You're gonna see my balls.
Old new for Lucky.
There you go, there's some ball. Film Todd's blue balls.
Embellish it, Nathan.
Oh, that's good. That's
do
really
it again.
good.
Do it again.
Do it again.
What is happening right now?
Is that water?
Do your sexy face.
All right, now take your clothes off. Clamber down.
Now act like you're dancing.
All right, I'm done.
I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, so majestic. Oh, perfect. That is just what I'm looking for.
Fuck!
Woo! Oh yeah.
You're kidding, dude. That's fucking high. Even looking at you right now.
Go. His contrast to the water is pretty good. He looks really. I don't have my glasses and he just looks like he's pasty white.
I'm gonna do it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Are you doing it, Ren?
I guess so. Do it. Everybody else is doing it, so I gotta.
Everyone else
Just standing there, I'm like, oh, I got it.
Girl, we gotta do this. We're already here.
1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Uh-oh, back flop. You good?
Yeah.
What?
I did it.
You did it!
Did it. That's all that matters.
All right, the only one left is Cinnamon Bear.
Cinnamon Bear.
How did you conquer your fear?
I was just like, stepped off, but then I didn't do anything, so water went up my nose.
He conquered his
I was just like, like a baby falling off, where it wouldn't hold its breath or anything.
I didn't really give him much of a choice.
You were terrified there for a moment. Your face was like.
It's gonna be like riding a bike.
Oh,
Yeah, like riding a bike off a cliff.
I want to like roll myself off of it.
Cinnamon Bear is hiding.
Cinnamon Bear's so scared.
Hiding from the water.
Here, do it. All right, here I go.
Woo!
Be good. So we might need to jump in after her.
You good? Woo! She did it! Where are you sleeping tonight?
Out on the porch.
Out on the porch.
Out on the porch.
Sleep under the
Because
table.
we got in an argument and I ain't letting them stay inside.
Little DIT station.
I got water in my ear.
Water in your ear from the
Can you
cliff
see it
jumping
in
today? Lake Lotawana is much bigger than I remember.
Look at that puddle.
Rain, we're gonna toast. Get a drink.
Tonight, we drink.
Maybe you should lead us.
All right.
Oh my, here it comes.
Corey.
All right. Here's to a beautiful day of shooting and us all jumping off the cliff.
We'll film the bruises tomorrow.
Right.
Trevor did get sick at the swimming hole. He got quite sick.
That was terrifying. It was a scary moment.
We thought he was gonna die.
I think it was honestly from getting really, really cold because the water in there was freezing because it was so deep. And also just holding his breath for so long. I mean, he was freediving, he never had oxygen. Holding his breath for so long underwater, getting these amazing long takes. And then he probably just overdid it.
We were in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and we had no cell service.
No GPS.
Nothing.
It would have taken us an hour, hour and a half just to get to any hospital.
And so I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
Okay, instead of taking a break, we gotta leave. Let's just go get it. So I pushed through the whole cave and was like breathing barely, and then the water was freezing, and that just must have been enough to send my body into like shock or something. And I started getting dizzy while I was swimming in a cave holding the camera. I was like, okay, let's just get out. And I started swimming to the other side where you get out, and about halfway there I got really dizzy, and then Nick was standing on the edge of the swimming hole, and I was like, hey, just take the camera. And then so she took it from me, and I remember trying to stand up and I couldn't stand up.
He kind of gets out and he's sort of like dizzy and red and kind of like rashy, like bumpy. It was really bizarre.
Well, he was like a different color. He was like purple. And I was like, that's fucking not normal at all.
Almost green in some places, like around his eyes and his mouth. And then he got kind of these like little bubbles or redness under his skin.
Trevor could like barely breathe and was just like shrugging it off like no big deal. But I was looking at him and I was like, no, you've never looked like this before. Like, this isn't good.
We basically think you had a lack of oxygen
Yeah.
to your brain.
Ren or
Yeah.
Nick or somebody helped me to the top.
It was Ren.
And I was like, everyone's gonna be freaked out that I'm not feeling right, so how do you act normal? I felt crazy, but I was like, what would a normal person do in this situation? And I was like trying, you know when you try to act not drunk?
He was just like in this delirious state of mind. Like, he was like walking, like slurring his speech. He couldn't walk in
I
a
was
straight
talking
line.
weird?
Yeah, you
I
were
thought I
like
was talking normal.
slurring your speech.
I was trying to talk normal at least.
It was like you were kind of talking
Really?
in slow motion. We knew something was wrong, but we didn't know what was wrong. But then we laid down a towel. We told you to sit down. Then you laid down.
And then he laid down and just kind of like looked dead.
And then we got you some water. We got you some grapes. And I was like, don't let him go to sleep.
Oh yeah, and you kept wanting to close
And I
your
remember,
eyes.
I remember walking over there and being like, well, we weren't all going to make it, I guess. That'd be a sucky one to lose right now. But
And I knew even though Trevor was like going through a medical incident in front of our very eyes, that he would be even more pissed if we didn't get to the next location. And my thought was, well, he's got 3 hours to chill out in the car.
Yeah.
So let's just
Get him in
take
the car.
20 minutes, get things calmed down. Let's pack everything up, and then we'll get his ass in the car and let's get to the next location.
Yeah, and it was
he
awesome.
survived.
Yeah, it was scary. Worth it though. Is that a bad thing to say? I've seen those shots and they are divine. Like, they're so beautiful. So thank you, Trevor.
I mean, he got awesome shots, so worth it. But is it worth it when it risks your life, Trevor? It is. It always is.
I'm rigging up a blood shooter. I'm gonna run air from this Hudson sprayer through this sprinkler valve, which will be powered by a 9-volt battery, and then theoretically, at the point of getting shot, someone can just click this button and blood will go flying.
What scene is this in the movie?
This is the only scene where someone gets shot. I'm just gonna see if this holds air or not. something, so I missed you.
I'm so glad I was filming. Lloyd made a trumpet instead.
Made a horn.
Fake wall.
You know, like, I'm not
So you go for journalism.
There you go.
I'm a janitor. I clean up the messes.
This is what I don't understand. If
Let me try some really fast. Get back to your mark.
Are you cleaning up the ceiling dot by dot?
me and Lloyd are kissing. Come here, give me a kiss.
On film.
Taping your head.
He really does have a heart.
We knew it this whole time.
He's a robot. He's just programmed to do that.
It is all I can do.
Oh, that was sweet, man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or we could film out of the back of Lloyd's truck too.
Technician for audio. First gig, learning the ropes. Fresh meat here.
Are we gonna shoot a blank?
It's actually a great time to do it. Everybody should be having dinner or something.
Shoot a blank where? What
In
blank?
the room.
Oh, a bullet.
For sound?
Yeah. Hey, Ray.
A dinner blank.
That's funny.
Yeah, I see you made yourself at home down there, setting your stuff on my laptop already.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, kick back at you.
Motherfucker, that hurt.
You alright?
You're gonna come in this door. You guys are gonna kind of wander slowly. This is the first house you've ever been in, so you're freaked. Okay.
Take one, Mark.
Action. Actually, I'll give you your individual actions. Todd and Nick. Colleen.
I'll get them.
Cut away the kids' room, wise and details. I can do that real quick if you guys want to hang out here.
By the way, Corey Joe texted lunch won't be ready till 12:30.
Okay, cool.
So.
All right, Levi. Go.
Come on.
All right, but you need to have your glasses on, okay? That was perfect.
That was so good.
I did it.
That was so good. He did awesome. There goes Levi. Now here's Levi again. Look.
No.
Looking at you.
Here's
Levi.
When I say go, Levi, go straight to the light switch with your dinosaur, okay? And go. Go. Okay, now stand in the door. Go. Go right to the light switch.
I want to do it with my white jacket. I did it.
You did it.
What you got going down there?
Well, I wore my shorts that have the hole in it. Got some ball squeeze coming through. We're gonna go, since I'm not gonna put the red through a locking one, I'm just gonna change the directions of these.
Keep tension on that.
Okay. Alright, I got the spreader.
Alright. Are you close?
Yeah, put that small loop that it's tied through your carabiner, and then you can untie it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alright, so Everly, we'll go ahead and get you into place.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Lower him down!
What'd you just do? Went to the top of the mast to get a shot. Tucker and Shez took me up, and we didn't bust the camera either.
No one died.
No one died.
It's a good day when no one died.
Made sure good using Ray's camera for this one.
Oh, don't put that on film.
It's just a stunt camera,
Well, that's
Ray's
okay.
camera. We don't want to mess up.
Well,
Trevor.
we already dropped one red in the water.
Yep.
No.
It's got splashed. And I was hanging off the side of the boat, and a wave splashed our red because I could have been safer with it.
Almost wrecking the sailboat into the camera boat. That was terrifying.
Okay, so let's go ahead and tack. We're gonna tack.
And suddenly it caught wind, and the main sheet was totally cleated.
We were tethered, right?
Yeah, and it started pulling everything sideways.
And the camera's up there like.
And the camera poked out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Stop. Hey, Todd, let out on everything. Okay. Nope, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
All right, we did it.
Yeah! Woo! How close do you want?
I like how close we are. Okay.
And I was even impressed with this
haggard piece of aluminum.
Whatever we mounted the front of the Mustang, but it worked.
Tucker, what are you doing? Getting myself way in over my head. Playing with toys that are worth more than my life. Are you gonna drive the car mount? Yeah, I'm gonna drive the car mount. Because I'm better at video games than everybody else.
Alright, you should be up here in 2.9 seconds.
And watch for your yaw on the horizon. Sometimes it'll switch on you.
The eagle was Chuck Norris's eyes. Like, rocking hard. That's what I keep thinking, like, what if a deer jumped out in front of the truck?
We take off.
Cool.
We sang pink.
Just nervous.
It was nervous.
Bad idea.
You're dope.
Even though this was like a scrappy indie movie, you know, we busted out a lot of stops. We did a ton of locations. We did a ton of awesome vehicles and drones and boats and four-wheelers and Mustangs and everything we could do to add production value to this. Like, he's an adventurous filmmaker.
Then remember, Ray almost kicked that deer. We were on the four-wheeler, and Ray was on the front, Trevor was on the back filming, and Todd and Nick were on the motorcycle. And we were going about 40 miles an hour, and a deer comes out, and Ray is like kicking at it. One comes out, I'm like, oh shit, Ray almost kicked the deer.
Did you actually kick it?
No,
we were so close.
Tucker likes kitties.
Say kitties or titties?
Kitties. Kitties. That'd be creepy.
Tucker and I like tits.
That'd be creepy if your sister said you like titties. Relaxed. Don't kill Todd. He's making me so nervous.
The style that the film was shot was just very fluid. It wasn't, static shots on sticks. Move around in any way to capture the action. And that made the film kind of fun, and I think it's going to give it a raw feel that makes it real. But for us that were behind the scenes, we're just like, oh shit.
I'll be filming and then I'll just like pan to something or I'll run to the other side of them. And then whoever's left in the debris of what happened behind the scenes pointing the other way is now in camera. And there's so many times where like I'll turn over and then like in between Nick and Todd, like I see Ray running in to grab a Pelican case and running out. Yeah. There's no safe zone. I'd pan around and then just people are always in the way and having to run.
Oh my gosh.
See.
It was ridiculous because we kind of like figured out your rhythm because you'd always tell me one thing and it usually be another. And you're like, all right, Ray, I need the 35 and that's what I need. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the 35.
But he's
keep
probably
the 50
gonna
on
want
hand
prime.
with me as well. And then sure enough, you'd be like, actually, I need the 50. Here you go. Nate would be like, oh, cool, we'll just leave that Pelican here. He's like, no.
That is not cool.
You cannot leave the Pelican here because it will be in the shot. And sure enough, Nate leaned me over like 9 times out of 10. He's like, "You got it. You nailed it."
You know what, Ray?
There was one time we were shooting in the hospital and it was a really intense, sad scene. And I wasn't supposed to film the door. and Ray was like creeping. And then I pan over, and Ray's in the shot.
Yeah, she like opens the door and leaves, and you're just standing there like this, and you're just like,
yeah, just watching.
You just like simply are just like.
Did you have Ray in that shot?
Yeah. Because there was one time we were running through the woods. Like, they were running and you were behind, and we were just like, you're like, okay, go, like run, and we were like running, and then my headphones caught on a limb and just like ripped off, and the whole thing flew off of me, and like. My headphones just like broke, and then I was like still recording. Like, well, I guess it's still good.
But you just have to be ready because that was the way we were shooting. So you have to be aware of your surroundings and stay out of the way of the lens.
I forgot about that because thinking of how there was that 360 like possibility that like the camera might just turn on you, but on the sailboat in the middle of the lake. That was a bit trickier. You see Trevor kind of eyeing like the route to flip the camera, and we're like, oh shit, like okay, we're following his steps, like run to the other side of the boat and like teetering like off the edge, like kind of holding on to something.
Okay, we gonna show it to them.
Showing the crew what I got, because I think we're just late.
Oh, nice! Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Had to climb a tree for it. There's actually 3 snakes in here. I'm the certified critter catcher.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get to be a certified critter catcher? By catching lots of critters.
Just what I do in movies.
You should hold them.
I really am feeling like that's something I don't think I can do.
Tucker, he was also our like wild animal wrangler. There's a lot of animals in this movie actually, and we needed a snake. And we had just done a shot, and he sees a snake, and he just stops us all, and he's like, and then he goes into this like Last of the Mohican mode, and then he just like, and I've got footage that I think I sent you where I'm driving my car and he's got a freaking snake in the passenger seat. And again, you know, he knows how to handle animals properly, so they weren't hurt or anything, and they all got released back into the wild. But
did you catch it for the movie?
You did.
Oh my gosh, that one's perfect.
Yeah, he's huge.
Oh,
hey, you wanna hold it?
What do you got in there?
Oh, I'm just really excited to see you.
What you got in there?
Been a long time, but all good things must come to an end. All things must pass, as the leaves remind us every autumn.
So poetic.
You ever seen a boat before? You guys watch out in case something pops off there.
Yep, that's about right.
We're making some chili.
Chili?
Cooking away.
Hey man, I brought you the banana. Whatever you need.
What are you doing, Pink?
Modeling.
Model? You standing in?
Standing in, trying to be sexy for the camera under the moon.
Sir Raymond Cody of Wyatt, Earl of Denim Leggings, present yourself to the Duchess of Giacomo, Lorelei, Lady of the Lake.
I do say he does take his time, doesn't he?
He does. He maketh no haste.
I like the guys, it feels good.
Okay, good.
Change of beat and the change of tone to get us out of the scene.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We just need a little moment there.
Cows are getting in the way and making noises, and we can't shoot our movie right now.
This is the Mammoth office.
That's what shooting a movie in Missouri is
And
like.
Ray thought he was gonna die because they were stampeding towards him.
A Lot of Wine is a film of pretty incredible ambition for its budget. But I was there with Trevor at the beginning to, and I gave a lot of notes on the script and had read it a lot of times, and I felt like I had a pretty good understanding of what the film was trying to accomplish. That ended up making it easier for me to give notes during the editing process to Trevor. I am a nerd devoid of human emotion, and so I could readily go through and say, oh no, you could lose that, you could lose that. Wait, that was a really hard scene to shoot, and people were really attached to it. I don't give a shit. Take it out of there. It's boring. So, you know, I was happy to oblige Trevor's whims in that regard. Go through and just tear apart his movie for my amusement. He was really happy to hear it and seemed to take my ideas well.
It's the classic tale of the director making his movie too long, because as I watched the movie play on the screen in front of this crowd for the first time, I was just so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because I was just cringing in the back of the theater, and I was like, that shot doesn't need to be there, that shot doesn't need to be there, oh my god, why did I put that in? It was a big lesson learned, and so right now I'm in the process. I've already cut 10 minutes out of the movie since then. That was less than a week ago. But it's just funny how I thought the movie was perfect when I finished the rough cut of it, and once I watched it in front of people, I hated it. I'm afraid of exhibition. Like, it's just like any artist that puts anything in front of people, it's hard to, like, I don't know, it's always uncomfortable and just like, oh man, now people are gonna go watch it. Like, now I hate it because people are watching it, and yeah. You're just always afraid that everything you tried to do isn't effective, and people are just watching your product and they're bored or thinking you're arrogant. It turned out better than what I thought I could do, and I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it, but whether or not it works for everyone else, I can't say. I mean, more than anything, I'm just worried about it not being an embarrassment to our family.
You know, the goal, I guess, really is that people look at the movie, they watch the whole thing, and then they look in the end credits and they see visual effects supervisor, and they're like, oh, where were the visual effects in that movie? And that's ultimately the dream you always have. I've done everything on the movie, from taking little bits of, you know, ugly looking bits of ground out of the scene, to taking things out of people's hair, put in fireflies, put in an elk on a deserted road.
Red, it's about to shoot the very last scene of the movie. We have so many options. Everybody's a little emotional right now.
Well, we've driven Nick crazy.
I don't think you really understand.
No, I'm like totally sane. Very sane.
This is actually how we lost the baby.
Can't wait to know.
Trevor pushed her down some stairs.
You
remember the chair fight?
Oh yeah.
You remember the chair fight?
That was at our low.
That was at our low.
So we lost the lead.
Yeah.
She lost us. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bye.
If that's the truth. She lost us.
Potato.
That's usually how I feel about my relationships.
We knew where
They
she
go sour.
Nothing. Okay, because it's not the last take. He's gonna do one more. Scene 106. Take 2, Charlie. Mark.
I saw that.
I saw that.
I saw it. You're gonna have to check it in playback.
Walk back to your bike.
That is a picture wrap. Picture wrap! We're done!
We're done!
Come here, you son of a bitch! You talked me into it somehow.
Let's drink to Ray. Ray.
Ray
couldn't be here. And there's one, and that one's for Lloyd too. That's for you, sweet baby Ray.
That was a wild ride. I don't even remember any of it.
You know what? I got one thing to say, guys. That's a wrap for Todd Bluebaugh.
Whoa! A year later. A year later.
Look at that slate.
That's a wrap.
Lanawana, done.
We looked far and wide, and it took us 3 tries, but that's a wrap for our Everly Nicola.
That's a wrap. I'm trying to get this story rip off my empty bag.
Corey, come here. You did everything every day.
Every single day.
Understand how much she did all the time.
Guys.
Technically, the movie's only half over because now we have our work cut out.
We gotta go in the edit room.
How does it feel?
I don't know,
Like you did
I
something
can
with your
breathe
life?
again.
Yeah.
Well, we've been working on this movie for
2 years.
almost 3 years, 2.5 probably by the
2.5.
time right now.
Yeah.
Another year to go, year and a half to go until it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually
Not
now
easy.
you have 80% more work to do.
Yeah.
Like, we're actually done with 20% of the movie.
That's all.
But that's, you know, it's a lot.
Oh man. I can't believe it's finally here. Well, I say we go get some beers. Oh,
Let's go get drunk.
Canoe Club.
Let's
Let's go get a Bahama Mama. I gotta give you a hug.
Lottawanna Mama.
We're done! We had affected our shoes.
We are celebrating our last day of shooting. We wrapped the movie.
We did. We're really doing it.
Really doing it.
Hey, who finished
directing a feature film today?
Where are we gonna begin?
How many people are in this go-kart? That was awesome!
When we had our wrap party at Trevor's house at Lake Lottawanna, we could finally let our hair down, and that was so much fun. It was a big accomplishment that I, to this day, and from here on out, I know I'm gonna be proud of.
When we were going through the script, we were weighting the scenes in terms of difficulty, and we knew when they would be easy, and then a couple of them we called bears. Just some of the quieter moments when like maybe we got a couple bears in the can, and then it's just like the next morning and it's a nice morning and we're pushing out onto the lake, and I'm on the bow of the boat in a little downtime as we got to get out there to get the shot, and I really was able to have a few moments to appreciate like my life
Suck
in
it all
that
in.
moment.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like, this is freaking sweet.
Working with such a wonderful crew of people and all becoming as close as we did. I mean, we turned into a family. Everyone's like, my family. Y'all are my family. I'm saying y'all. There were so many hilarious moments we had, countless, where you'd just be like in stitches laughing. It was just a surreal experience, and I just feel incredibly lucky and really grateful and still mind boggled completely by it.
Lottawanna was just the worst. I don't care what, like, someone's gonna be cutting to someone else who was in the cast or crew, and they're gonna be like, oh, it was the best time. That person was wrong. It's a nightmare. No, lovely time. Very much enjoyed it. I was happy to work with a lot of great people, but they can't know that. They must always think that I hate them.
It was a damn good time. And if making a big movie with a big budget and big shot people means giving up a damn good time, I'd rather do it this way.
The whole thing was over. We're starting on post, and I got to see the first, sort of work print edit of the movie, and I just remember talking to Trevor and being like, "This is like a movie. Like, it's a real movie." And I think he was actually kind of confused at that at first, but I'm like, no, it's a compliment. Everyone ended up really putting in the effort to actually make something good.
I'm scared.
Let's go. It was about 3.5 years ago that Trevor and Corey first cornered me in a coffee shop. This is what I'm most proud of watching this today, is the execution of what Trevor told me he wanted to do 3.5 years ago.
How long did it take for the moose to come out and pose perfectly on the road?
That was an elk.
Floyd?
I was an elk whisperer that day. I coached it from the forest.
This guy right here, he got the camera and then he like start going for it, and I'm just like, okay. And then all of a sudden he start flipping the camera back at all of us, and we're like, okay, we start needing to duck it. Okay, cool. Like, whatever's going on. But I will tell you what, this is the first time I've seen this movie tonight. And, bro, like, I had no idea the entire time what we were doing. And it was frustrating. I was like, well, we could probably go to that sunset. I was like, no, we don't need that sunset. We just need to go get the shot. I was like, what shot are we getting, bro? But like, everything felt right.
I'm super emotional.
Ray said it, or maybe Nathan said it. Who said it? the summer of '69 thing. Well, in a way it is like that though, because it felt like the perfect storm of bringing people together, and it all just really worked, and it was a bunch of people that wanted to be there and make something happen that I don't think could happen in a normal production. It was a special production. Even the people that we brought in that weren't from Lotawana, I feel like are kind of from Lotawana now.
Right.